Welcome here to Talk FCB and welcome back to the channel, guys, and I hope you are all feeling good and doing well today after what we saw from Barca last night. What a performance, what a victory, what a special occasion, because we stood up, we performed away from home on the European stage. How long has it been since we've said that? And of course today, we are going to be looking deeper, further into that performance, looking at the team shape, looking at the collective display from the team, and of course looking at individuals too. Frenkie de Jong taking all of the plaudits for his stunning display last night, and rightly so, given how he performed. And of course as well, we are going to have full reaction to the round of 16 draw in the Europa League, which sees Barça face Galatasaray. Let's get to it. But first of all, guys, if we head back to Naples for a moment, because yesterday, like I say, we were heading away there to play a team in Napoli, who I've said many times are Champions League quality. It was one of the biggest crowds of the season. The atmosphere, it can be intimidating when you go to Naples, and it's a tough place to go. We saw that when we played them in the Champions League back in 2020 when we failed to win in that stadium. But I think yesterday, it was different. It felt different in so many ways about this Barcelona team. They believed, they had that aura of confidence, and I think Napoli, they felt that. The fans inside the stadium, they felt that too. It felt like you were watching a vintage Barca team. This is how we used to play, used to dominate on the big stage. And of course it is the Europa League. We have to keep saying that, but it does not take away from what we achieved and the real belief a game like this will give every single one of Xavi's players. And I want to talk about the start. I want to talk about the way that we came out of the blocks against Napoli last night, because from the very first seconds of that game, it was incredible. The intensity about our play, that hunger to win, to succeed, to actually go and win the ball back really high at the pitch, the bravery that you need to do that in a game like this. It was absolutely incredible from Barca. And for the players to do that, they needed to 100% believe in and understand what their coach was asking of them, because otherwise you get taken apart, you get picked off. Teams will play through you if you don't execute that kind of press correctly. So it was so good to see us start in that way. And again, with the early goals, the first half performances that we've been seeing against Atletico, 3 goals. Against Valencia, at Mestalla, 3 first half goals. And again against Napoli last night, 3 in our favour in the first 45 minutes. And it's just demoralising. For any opposition, you can't handle that. Because you think about it there, if you play FIFA and you concede 3 goals in the first half of a game, what is already going through your mind? You're already thinking, well, this isn't my day. I'm not going to win this game. It completely kills your hope, your confidence, your belief. And Barca are going out there right now and just destroying teams, swatting them aside before the games have even really got going. And that was so impressive once again to see. And I think, again, when you are speaking about that influence from Xavi, about the way that he's got the team playing, the changes that he's brought to this team, you can see it there. It's night and day. You look at the average positioning here of the team last night. You look at the way, especially this midfield here, how tight, how closely knitted together that midfield is. And that's so important, because in order to combine, in order to really get on top of teams, you need them all to be operating nice and close together. We always associate those kind of triangles, don't we, with the traditional Barcelona style of play. But also, let's look at these wingers too, because as you can see here, Ferran, Adama Traore, they're offering width. You've also got there one man in Adama who was nice and advanced, the most advanced player last night, because he was constantly stretching Napoli. He has caused danger since he's arrived at Barcelona. He's already provided plenty of assists and he was so good, but he was also backed up by this man here, Serginho Dest. You can see he was actually the most advanced fullback. He was really brave in his play yesterday, again, making sure that he was always available to support in these kind of areas. And again, as we said against Valencia, as we've said against Atletico Madrid, it wasn't just about one player excelling. It wasn't just about one player here making the difference. That's a team. That is a well-organised group of players where every single one of them know their roles. And I do want to look at some individual performances, and in particular single out a few more names aside from the ones that we've already mentioned, because actually you look at that Barcelona team yesterday and it's very difficult, you've got to say, to pick out a player who hasn't improved under Xavi, who hasn't actually developed their game, improved one aspect of it, taken something to another level, that understanding of how we want to play, that understanding about the way we should be playing at this club. It is clear for everybody to see right now watching this team. And I want to talk as well about some of the veteran players. I want to talk first of all about Jordi Alba. We know that in January, about a month or so ago, he came under serious pressure, very heavy criticism going his way. And even he admitted that, his performances, they weren't good. Barça were out in the January transfer window towards the end, their deadline day, were looking to bring in an additional left back. We didn't end up getting one. But Jordi Alba, you've got to also give credit where it's due. He has really stepped up. We knew he needed to be better, he needed to be more consistent, he needed to actually raise that game, and you have to say, he has done. After the game, he said himself, compared to a few weeks ago, I feel both physically and mentally better. He said, I want to continue providing goals, assists, and to help the team in any way possible. And this is yet another example for me about Xavi coming in and just making sure here that this level, it's where it needs to be. Because Alba is a great player. When he's at his best, I'm not disputing, I don't think any of you guys are disputing, that he can be a phenomenal left back. We all know that. And I guess that's where the frustration comes from. With a lot of these Barcelona players, whereby we've seen a dip, we've seen bad performances, and we've known there's more in there. There's more that you can get out of these players. And we've been waiting for someone like Xavi to come in and actually get the best out of them. You look at Pique. I think since Xavi has come in to the job, he's been much improved. Again last night, a really dominating display at centre-back alongside Araujo. He deserves certainly a lot of credit. I thought Busquets last night as well. There's nothing you could say wrong with his game against Napoli. And again, we're giving credit where it is due. But I think above all that, above all of those performances, above everything we discussed in today's video, De Jong, that was the pinnacle. Frenkie de Jong's performance last night, I've got the stats up here, we got a graphic with all the different stats, the way that he played in all areas of the field, but even that, it doesn't do it justice, because watching De Jong last night, again, it just felt different. It felt like finally he was unlocked. The player that we know is in there, we saw him, because Xavi after the game, he said De Jong is a genius. He said he is amazing, and he said he's a very demanding player. I've rarely come across a player as self-critical as De Jong is. But he said that makes him better. He said at the beginning when we first arrived, De Jong maybe didn't understand exactly what we wanted from him, but he said now he understands. He's the player in midfield that becomes the free man, that moves around, that moves into those spaces. He says he has improved so much. And that is why, when we were hearing, when Xavi arrived, all these rumours surrounding De Jong and Xavi about the fact that maybe Xavi didn't fancy De Jong in his midfield, nonsense. That was never ever going to be the case. Because yes, Xavi will have demanded more of De Jong. He will expect more. And maybe he will be harsh on him at times, but that's because he can see the player he's got here. And I think for any coach coming into this club, De Jong, he's like a dream come true. 24 years old. He's already got plenty of experience under his belt, and he's already shown that he can lead the team, but still, he's young enough to develop. He's still young enough to actually improve aspects of his game and grow even further. And I also want to bring you a quote from earlier this week. De Jong there was speaking in an interview, and he opened up there on his relationship with Xavi. He said, sometimes I meet Xavi in his office. We go through video clips of my games, we watch clips of how I position myself and what I can do better in certain situations. He said he explains to me how he sees it and what I can do to improve. And that's incredible for me. That makes me so excited about what we can see from De Jong. Because what we are seeing right now is one of the most talented midfield players in the world, learning from and taking on advice and developing his game under one of the greatest midfielders of all time, in Xavi. That is a partnership that could be historic. But, of course, guys, what I do want to say is that was the playoff round. That was effectively the Europa League round of 32 stage where we overcame Napoli over 2 legs. But now we have the round of 16 draw, and Barça will be facing off against the Turkish side Galatasaray, with the first leg there coming on March the 10th. So that's the Thursday after next, before then 1 week later on March the 17th, Barça will go to Turkey, where I'm sure the atmosphere will be electric as we will face Galatasaray away. And in the Europa League, they did, to be fair, come through a very difficult group. They had some really top teams in there. They actually finished the group stage unbeaten, finishing top ahead of Lazio and Marseille. Really, really impressive Europa League campaign for them. But you do have to say that domestically, it's not quite gone as well for them this season. Right now, they are way, way down the league in 13th place. And actually, Galatasaray right now are closer to the relegation zone than they are the European places. But of course, again, it is certainly going to be a tie that we've got to take seriously. We've got to turn up. We've got to do our business. But based on yesterday, based on what we saw against Napoli, what we are seeing from this ever-evolving Xavi Hernandez team, we're confident. That's what we are right now. Finally, we're feeling confident again about our team. Home, away, league, Europe, whatever. We will take it on, and we will succeed. So please, guys, do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I am sure that you are still bouncing off the walls after that performance yesterday, because it was truly, truly stunning. But that's the thing now about the Europa League and La Liga, because just tomorrow, we're already going to be talking about the weekend's game against Athletic Club. From one challenge to another, we keep going on this very exciting path. I will see you then, of course, guys, because the hard work, it doesn't stop. But the excitement keeps on coming, though. I will see you then for all of that good stuff. Thank you indeed for watching and for supporting. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.